Hello, everybody, and welcome to session 88 of Season 2 of Forgotten Genesis. Let's go ahead and get into some recaps. Since Megan is briefly and currently indisposed, we'll go ahead and start with you, Amber, at least to the best of your recollection of last week's session.
Piper lost her memory and was running through the facility like a terrified moron. She found the procedure room where the brain and the nervous system was essentially scooped out of their bodies, and where there was disposal. Piper wanted to see if the incinerator was active and accidentally turned the thing back on.
Yep.
And almost got her spine removed.
Yeah.
Did not happen in the end, and they did a bit of exploring behind that room also.
Oh yeah, because there was like a window.
It was a locker.
There was a whole bunch of lockers, and Piper figured out, hey, because of my shit, I can somehow open lockers that are fingerprint scanners. Oh,
yeah, because you're burgeoning into an archfey, it means your fingerprints do not stay consistent and constantly shift, which means basically it's just a matter of rolling percentile until you finally landed on a matching print, even if for half a second.
I opened 3 of 4 lockers, so I mean.
Yep. Behind some two-way mirror glass behind the extraction room facilities for observation purposes. And found a couple of fun things, notably diagrams on some species other than human and basically what their neurological systems looked like, some notes on extractions in general, and a few other notable things as far as even just a journal and previous records of what had happened in the facility since the world went to shit.
Yeah, that's some of those, she literally was like, okay, these can go to Angel to never see the light of day. This is sad stuff to never see the light of day. That goes with Griffin. This is just never going to be seen again. And lit those papers on fire.
Yeah. And that in particular was a note that you found on, well, genetic contagions.
Piper's like, oh, fuck no. No biological warfare. Because there were no notes on antidotes at the time, so.
Yeah, because that was in the early stages of we're doing the R&D on this, which means there's no defenses up just yet. Because, hey, volatile megalomaniacs doing medical research for shits and giggles on people that came in through a dimensional portal. Why not?
Hey-o.
Pisadeo.
It's a day, it's a day, it's a day.
All right, cool. You get your inspiration die for that recap, and then, of course, we'll go ahead and roll it around to, now that Megan, you're on camera, hey!
Right.
Recap from Angel and, of course, Violet. I don't think I had Bruce do anything last session, so I don't think we need to loop around to that.
I'm trying to remember. It's been a long week.
I feel you.
A lot of stuff going on.
Piper was missing her memories at the beginning.
There was the whole fiasco with the security, with the automated spine ripping system.
Yeah.
Yep.
I need to sneeze. I need to sneeze badly. And it's not happening. I can feel it burning in my sinuses. This is fantastic. Oh no. It's gone. Ah! All right.
Which will return.
Okay.
I gotta go help somebody wash their hands, but I will still hear you.
Absolutely. All right, in which case then, if you can't recall at the moment, I'll go ahead and loop around to some others for the recap, and if that jogs your memory, by all means, we'll get back around to you and have you do that. And
No, I remember. I'm just trying to also eat.
All good.
You asked me right as I got back with chicken nuggets and french fries in my hand, so...
It's not Tuesday. What's going on?
We have been eating in all week. So...
Have you just been... Different. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Cool. Also,
if Bob wants something different, we're just going to agree to it because he's actually eating food, so we're not going to argue that.
I don't think I've actually rolled this one yet. That one's fun. Okay.
So, Angel basically went and handled things with... She was supposed to talk to both gods. We don't know where they were. I don't know if the DM was too tired to play the gods, or basically there was just there was a surrogate in the middle of that.
They had both agreed upon placing a surrogate there while they became busy with, at least likely the Lords of Chaos causing problems or some other kind of entity that made them indisposed.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a sort of mediary, history-based observer-like entity by the name of Akasha.
Just to bring back the wife of that, Mr. Rayner.
Yep.
And we did that. With no consequence, because we did it correctly this time, with employing both people instead of me deciding to walk through time by myself.
Yeah, and Akasha explicitly extended her own efforts to allow for that environment to work out.
And considering it was... Oh, and I had to give up something in order for it to happen, so basically Blue sacrificed one of her sisters who had been living in the limbo of death and unlife at the same time. It was a very confusing situation.
Because when you're replacing a historical death that far back, you must replace it with the death of something else. And so that was very much just
the death of an archfey isn't a small thing.
No, it isn't. And throwing it that far back into the time stream is going to have some ripples.
Yes, but it shouldn't, because considering the archfey. And we put a decoy up, and it looked like she died. So...
I already made the rolls in the background, so we'll see where that goes.
Oh god.
But yeah, solid recap. You get your inspiration die for Angel there. Now, was there anything...
I read to the new boy.
Yes, indeed.
He didn't have a parent.
Yeah.
And he finally realized everything was real. It was around him.
Yeah.
And now he has a million siblings, and he's just going to get overwhelmed and so happy, so...
Yep.
And he has a new cat.
And that boy still has a lot of trauma to reconcile, being in the body of, what, a 6 or 7 year old, and having been stuck consciously in a simulation for an excess of 10,000 years without any of the hormonal changes to allow for maturing through that stretch of time.
He'll be maturing? Just give him a couple of years. He'll be fine. We can play catch up. Oh, we're supposed to go to Marquess at the beginning of this episode.
Yep, as per some recommendations for that boy, because trauma of that type is a little... might take some magical intervention to properly handle.
Yep.
I've learned my lesson about trying to cure people's trauma.
Sometimes it can work.
Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it makes it worse.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just gives me the trauma.
Sometimes a blunt instrument is the right instrument. Sometimes you need more of a scalpel.
Okay. So, what was the question, DM?
We'll get to that. Gonna get through the recaps for everybody else first.
Vanessa's the one who doesn't have it.
Yep. On to Avery. You did kind of intercede a little bit with some kind of half recaps here and there with some of the others as you were reminded of pieces. Anything specific additionally that you do recall?
Not a whole lot else aside we started in the what looked like a maintenance closet but had a false back to it. It was holograms, and then it was the operating room, and then she went into a hole and explored some stuff and came out, and we went to bed and we got up.
Yep. We had a morning.
Yeah.
So it is it is the morning of the 17th now.
Yes, indeed. All right, so yeah, you get your inspiration die for that, and then of course on to Venestra recap as far as what you can recall for what kind of occurred on your end in particular as well. Though your character wasn't specifically doing much, there were still some things going on.
She was very helpful.
Yeah.
She's still in the base.
Yes.
She's not left there.
Yep, as she decided to stay down there for the night to make sure that nothing
Interfered
kind of
with
broke
the
past the existing magical barriers to start fucking with the town above.
Yep.
Vinestra said, posted it in the text chat.
Ah,
Text and stuff. Blue, V, and Piper got Piper out of the facility. V and Amira stuck around to guard and clear out the facility and shut it down. Blue said something that irked V. V stayed back to the guard the entrance, and V is doing what I told you.
yep, V and Amira are trying to dismantle everything that's kind of electrically functioning in both of the ancient human facilities that you guys discovered down there to make sure that nothing mechanically dangerous tries to make its way out.
And another note from Avery. He did not join the whole thing in the lab because he was worried he would just get in the way, like he sometimes does.
Yeah.
Well, he might have gotten hurt. I was worried that he was
Exactly.
going to get hurt.
Exactly, I kind of shot myself in the foot trying to make a non-combatant character. But he has his uses, it's just not always great.
He's great for interrogation. We didn't have to do like half of the killing stuff we usually do because Avery was there.
Yeah, the
I was
choice
like,
to not
thank
physically
God.
participate is still a valid choice. So,
Yeah.
I mean, he just pulls the information out of people's heads, so I mean,
That's
it
so good.
makes interrogation so much easier.
It just makes it easier for the small gnome who doesn't want to have to get blood on her hands.
yeah.
She's like, I don't want to fight. I don't want to kill people like that, but I have to.
All right, everybody gets their inspiration die for the recaps, and now for the roleplay question, and this one I'm like 90% certain I haven't rolled yet, which is real exciting.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and start with Angel, then go to Violet, then naturally go to Blue, and just go through the characters for their respective answers. Again, you get brownie points at least for answering them in character. Do brownie points have any mechanical benefit? Sometimes the DM feels like it, sometimes not. But either way.
Sometimes we can earn 2 D20s if we actually do a good job.
Either way, the big point is just to kind of warm up and get back into, hey, we're in roleplay mode either way. So, 78 on this lovely little table. What television, book, video game, etc. character would your character be best friends with? We'll start with Angel.
In which time period?
Take your pick. This is very much kind of pick the player's current nerdy obsession and which character do they feel like would appropriately actually befriend their player character, but still.
There's so many nerdy obsessions. You just asked the one person who has a million of them. Ah!
I know.
Okay.
It's great.
I'll start with Violet. I think that I would probably get along well with maybe if we're talking Demon Cyber, it's Shinobu. But if we're talking Critical Role, probably either Caduceus or Percival.
Fair enough. Valid answers. All right, on to Angel and then Blue for their answers respectively to those questions.
I'm gonna give you Blues first. I would want to fight Grog. I think we'd be great friends, and I think I would really enjoy punching his face in, and then watching him get back up, and then me punching the other side of his face.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be pretty psyched to be fighting a tiny fairy person with martial arts skills.
And then Bo would join us too. It'd be great.
Yeah.
Good old monk fight.
Then finally on to Angel, who, as far as nerdy access, is pretty much just canonically an extension of just Megan, but either way.
I think that, like, if we're talking Demon Slayer, it would probably be Tanjiro or Tamayo. Because both of them have shady pasts.
Yeah, Angel absolutely would be a character to be like, hey, let's bond over trauma.
And
Good
then
old trauma bonding.
that's just my current nerdy obsession. If we're talking about
Yeah.
Critical Role, Jester and her would get down like a house on fire, and it'd be really bad.
With the very apparent risk of accidentally actually setting a house on fire, yeah.
Not just a house on fire, setting the entire like city on fire. That Jester would already set the house on fire. Angel would just make that bigger.
All are valid options. They just come with their own consequences. So,
Chaos goblins.
oh yeah.
And then Not would somehow throw a fluffer nutter in there, and then it would explode the entire area.
Mm-hmm. On to Avery. And you do get your inspiration die for your answer there. What fictional character, likely tied in with, let's say, Brick's obsessions, would Avery get on with well enough to consider a best friend?
Gotta understand, I have like 50 different anime flooding
Yep,
through my head.
yep.
Yeah,
Each with,
I know
each
that's the
with 30
consideration
different
going on with each and
characters.
every one of you fuckers. I know.
Well, I just finished Yu Yu Hakusho again, so I didn't put that one in there. I could have.
Maybe someone like Lelouch v. Britannia.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Good one.
I have no idea who that is, but I'll take your word for it.
You mean Lelouch? You mean Lelouch?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. AKA
Yeah, no,
Zero.
definitely with that, with that ending.
We're not going to extend on that.
Oh, we're not, huh? Okay.
Nope.
Nope.
Vinestra said, the British prince from North America?
Yeah.
Yep. No comment.
Still one of my... Actually, it's got to be my absolute top, like, ending.
America lost that war.
Oh, I cried so hard at the end of that show.
I cried too. I don't cry a lot. I don't cry at many things, but I ugly cried, I think.
I would cry. Okay, I ugly cried at the movie during Demon Slayer, and I ugly cried during Lelouch's ending. I ugly cried a lot of endings.
Yeah. All right, and then Amber, I know you can still hear us. Do you have a microphone attached to that thing and are able to respond?
Yes.
Cool. All right, so what fictional character would Piper likely end up being best friends with?
The main red blood cell and white blood cell of Cells at Work.
That's a good one. But I also think she'd be good friends with Shinobu.
I don't even know who the fuck that is.
Why do I feel like this is a sense of deja vu? I feel like I've had this conversation before.
We did have that conversation. Who should be friends with in Demon Slayer?
Oh, okay. Oh, because you asked that specifically within the context of Demon Slayer because you were watching a lot of Demon Slayer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Tamayo and Shinobu would have been like right up Piper's alley for notes.
Yeah.
And then Bruce is
Vinestra
Scooby and
said,
Shaggy.
Amber, which version of Cells at Work?
I mean, either
I've only seen. There's the both versions.
version. And Bruce would be Scooby and Shaggy.
Of course. Now that makes sense.
That is entirely valid. Yeah.
I also think he'd be good friends with Matsuraga. But Matsuraga's a demon dog and uses a jujutsu thing.
Avery'd probably also be real good friends with L from Death Note.
Oh.
I forgot his real name because it wasn't said a whole lot. And
L, like the detective guy?
Yeah.
Yes. I also have a
Lolliet.
question. In Demon
Lolliet,
Slayer,
yes.
I have a question. Would he be friends more with the demons than with the other side?
Wavery?
Yeah.
I wouldn't think so, no. Too much anger and malice. I wouldn't want to poke around in those heads too much.
See, I also wonder if that question would apply to Violet with her bonding with them over a nice cannibalistic meal.
No.
Sure.
I had to think about it for a minute. Violet would be good friends with Ioe and Inosuke.
I think everybody would try to be friends with Inosuke with varying levels of success, just because he's just that goddamn chaotic.
I think Violet would be good at it because she would be okay with being a minion. She doesn't need to be the biggest brain in the room. She's like, okay, God, I'm best. Okay, King of the Mountain, tell me where you have to go next.
Fair enough. All right, and then of course moving that question on to Venestra, what fictional character would Venestra possibly get on with well enough to consider a best friend?
There'd be so much trauma bonding.
Yo, excuse me. I ate a lot of sunflower seeds before we started.
Herman from Attack on Titan also.
Ooh, that's a good one. I think Angel would also get along with Charlie from Has-Been Hotel.
Yeah. Given
If I
the
had to
almost
choose a Has-Been
dangerous
Hotel
levels of hope for
character.
people that
Venestra
are very
said,
much irredeemable.
Is it from any media?
Any media,
Any
yeah.
media.
As long
Yes.
as it is, strictly speaking, a fictional character.
Two
Video game, book, television, whatever.
got two from Has-Been Hotel. Obviously, Angel from Has-Been Hotel because that's an inspiration for him.
Yes, that's
From
yeah.
FF14 Frey, in heavy air quotes, saw VNet.
That's true. I also think that you get along with Freerin pretty well if you weren't so techie.
Hey, I think Freerun would love to explore, like, tech.
Yeah.
And then Shits and Giggles will also extend that question to your companion in Amira, being that they're kind of part and parcel characters.
Freeran for Amira.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, yeah. All right, and then of course Shits and Giggles, I mean, while you're largely just sitting in and listening in on this session, hypothetically speaking, your, let's say, current character that you're playing in-game that you're currently, let's say, having the most fun time with, which fictional character do you think they would be probably best friends with? Whoop,
Oh, he's
can't hear
muted.
you, muted.
I reached up and muted it, not realizing it. Probably not, just because my current character is a filthy rogue.
Rogues can be very friendly.
What about
Oh,
like
yes.
what about Witch Hunter Robin or something like that? Or Alone what Ghost in the Shell?
Which Ghost in the Shell?
The original Ghost in the Shell? Not the
You
other
know,
one.
the one without Scarlett Johansson.
Mhm.
Yeah. No. He's a halfling. So not before she was turned back would probably be very, very much his aesthetic.
Gotcha, so bonding over chaos, sneakiness, and
Hmm.
absolutely stature.
Yes.
What about Wolf's
Absolutely.
Rain? Wolf's
Who?
Rain's good. Wolf's Rain.
I
Don't know that
haven't had a net crack that good in ages.
It also could be the one where they cook things inside of a dungeon. Halflings cook a lot of food.
All right, cool. Recap
What?
questions
Hey,
and roleplay
Brett.
questions all out of the way. I think we're good to go. Whoop. Hands
Team,
up.
I have a question for Brett. I'm gonna ask you real quick. Hey,
Yeah, you
Brett,
guys can
what's
talk to
that
each
one
other.
where they cook food inside of a dungeon?
What?
What's the anime where they cook inside of a dungeon?
Delicious
Vinestra
in
said,
Dungeon
Dungeon Meshi.
Meshi, aka it's also called cooking something
Delicious
in
in Dungeons.
dungeon.
Delicious in dungeon.
Delicious in dungeon. Yeah,
That's a good one.
I need to watch that.
delicious in dungeon. I watched it.
It's
It is
good.
pretty good.
I'm waiting for another
It's
season.
really slow to start. You
Mainly
have to
'cause
get like
I'm-
halfway through before it gets interesting. That's what I don't like about it.
Yeah, I'm absolutely half debating like running a mini campaign that's all gritty survival, but like with monster parts that you can harvest and turn into gear and shit. So might as well also include cuisine.
I guarantee
I'm-
there is a supplement for that.
Oh, I have
I'm letting you
supplements
know.
for that.
I cannot wait because I want to run a demon slayer like one shot. It's gonna be an actual one shot. We're only gonna fight one demon. Y'all are gonna have to deal with the one battle, and that'd be it.
That just means everything leading up to it is the intrigue or the oh shit chase. Which all works for a one shot. One combat and a one shot is actually pretty formulaic.
Things are gonna get real flashy.
Oh, real tasty. Sorry, I had to. Anyway,
Tasty. Yes. Umai.
let's get into it.
Umai.
So, I believe we were awaking on the morning following the festival, or were we already kind of partway into the day?
We were already-
just
We
started.
already did.
Yeah, we're finishing up breakfast because it was at breakfast. Piper was lighting certain papers on fire on her breakfast plate.
Oh, right. And then we kind of reached also the, we kind of ran out the clock. Right. Okay. All right. Yeah. So, breakfast has concluded. Piper, you finished lighting shit on fire. Most of you are still present there at that breakfast table as things are ending to go ahead and kind of discuss your sort of next actions with the pit or whatever else you guys kind of would like to do, given that you do have to make your way eventually into the Rusted Peaks with the massive amount of dwarves that you have currently hosted within the Mochizuki Keep, as well as, to a certain extent, also the Evergreen Manor, given that you've decided to place 2 hub locations temporarily next to each other.
Just for a temporary basis. It's not gonna
Yeah.
be very long. Angel's gonna look over at Piper after she's done and being like, we need to take a little mini trip to Marquez with a couple of people.
I thought we already established this at the end.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Alrighty.
That was
So
what
then-
is
We're already
established.
headed there.
Yeah, before we actually go down into the pit again, because we're gonna go down further, because there was another space where things were moving. Violet and then we're gonna head towards that area and basically empty their bags of holding into basically what Angel has is a vault, and then head back down into the pit.
Okay, hold on. Literally here in a minute, I gotta go start getting there ready for bed stuff. So I'm
All
still
right.
here. I do need to move my computer so it doesn't overheat.
And also just answering the Forgotten Genesis inspiration that fucking Shadow of Chaos just purchased. As you were all discussing this, you look out the breakfast window, see a couple of werewolves waking up in the dead morning, about ready to charge into town, as suddenly they get spontaneously immolated and just blown to smithereens.
And somewhere in the forest, there is a very wispy-haired man that sneezes.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Also, hope you're doing well, Shadow of Chaos. Been a minute since we've been able to get in touch.
We miss you! I'm gonna do the kid thing. I love you!
Oh, management. Hell yeah, dude. All right.
I'm gonna basically classify that as a friend because that's my friend.
Dude got promoted. That's cool news. All right. Either way.
Yes. I love you.
All right. And brain just turned off. What the fuck?
We're talking about going to Merguez.
Yes. Okay. All right. So as far as Merkest crew, we have Angel. Is Piper going along? Who's all going along to Merkest?
I'm gonna get
Piper's
Avery.
going along since Bruce is technically the nanny of a lot of Angel's kids. Technically along for the ride.
Ooh. Are you next to a microwave? Because that just got deep fried as hell.
Oh, you hear me now? Let me
Yes.
get a little closer. Better?
Yep.
Okay. Bruce is in the necklace, so technically tagging along no matter what.
Yeah, it's
and
fair.
yeah, Piper's going.
All right, so we have Piper, we have Angel, we have, of course, the little boy that's getting dragged along to go ahead and hopefully restabilize his mind a little bit. And then, let's see. Just going to go ahead and get the right page open to go ahead and write this down to keep track of this shit.
It's because he was shadow touched. We gotta take him over there so he can start kind of learning things.
Yeah, which Shadow Touch is not necessarily a bad thing by itself. On a 7-year-old, it can be a little sketchy.
This is where Angel goes, okay, who wants to go see Uncle Savinius this morning?
A number of kids raise their hands just because, hey, it's the shopkeeper that you guys started out being annoyed by and then suddenly just applied a lot of effort into, okay, well, now he's a character with a lot of depth. Which sometimes happens, and I'm always happy when it do. Alright, there we are.
I have a question, DM. Because the Merkest inside of the Feywild did not burn our good friend, it won't burn him in this world, right?
Did not burn which good friend?
Avery.
I mean, you don't know. These are incredibly potent magical spaces that happened largely because, what was it, Session 6? You guys did some shit that effectively broke a lot of the laws of reality. And that was Session 6 of Season 1. Okay, Session 5 of Season 1, excuse me. But either way. So it's definitely a rolling the dice kind of thing. In this case, literally, because of course anybody's first visit does involve a dice roll.
Feels like we're testing the laws of reality every other day.
I literally have to take all of my kids anyways that have just been born, and all of my new adoptees.
It's also because after having run the campaign for this long, I'm very much into the more chaotic reactions to things you guys do. So.
He looks over at Avery. Avery, do you want to take your baby to get a blessing at Merkest?
DM, what's Merkest again?
So Merkest was...
That's the dragon place?
No, Merkest is in the normal material plane. It is a city where basically a slice of the plane called the Garden got dropped onto a city after you guys managed to permanently kill a demon outside of the abyss within those city limits. So, yeah.
He got turned into an archangel of some sort.
It is a place of basically massive holy blessings, as the Garden, in terms of the planar structure, is where gods go to get laid to rest, and then their replacements get popped up in the heavens.
And what would a blessing entail? Avery would know this.
So a blessing usually entails some kind of arcane empowerment of some nature bound to something within the external planar structure, as it is sort of a raw place of magic in that sense.
And these,
or if Shadow of
not
Chaos
like
manages to
binding.
catch you there, it will absolutely just apparently be a blessing of dick.
And they're not binding, right? If he decided to worship some other god later in life, that he could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, because of what Murkest is in having a slice of the garden there, it is also a place where the gods can physically safely walk around
Yeah.
and interact with mortals.
Yeah, sure. I think that'd be good for him.
She looks over at Echo. You coming?
Well, yeah.
And everybody pile into the necklace because Mom's not going to do this more than once.
Alrighty. A number of your kids who want to come along for shits and giggles because, hey, Tavenius is over in Mercast. It's just a bunch of
For all
kids
the
suddenly
newbies?
just slingshotting into that necklace, basically get stored.
For all the newbies, just trust me, you'll want to meet Tavinius. He's your uncle. He's a chosen uncle, but he's an uncle.
Yeah, kind of a weird godfather situation. You gave a soulless Shatterkai a soul, and it happened to be the soul of a celestial dragon. But
It's fine.
that
We're
had
good.
other things. It was a dude running a magic shop, and now you've completely altered the way his enchantments work.
No, we just made him more enchanted.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Alrighty, so. Alright. In which case, then, as you all pile in, do you go ahead and go with the teleportation route to go ahead and get over there? I mean, usually.
We're
or
gonna
you
walk. We're gonna walk through our tree boy.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and tree stride through the silverwood that you went ahead and planted in the backyard here. Cool.
Yeah, and then we're gonna take. Yeah, because I have one child that travels with us as an actual tree to get to the other trees, and then
Okay.
I have the tree in front of both houses. So.
All right. In which case, then, briefly stepping out into the chilly sort of late morning, early noon hours out here in Kadeen, you immediately feel those goosebumps and everything sort of pockmark up and make your way hastily over to the Silverwood. As you do so, the wood of this massive skyscraper-sized tree beginning to open up at its base to allow a great many of you through, and as you do so, stepping through, feeling that sort of shift almost through the earth, you suddenly pop out on the other side to a humid, warm, almost post-gentle shower feeling space. Golden light all around you, vegetation replaced from lacking, frozen, and frostbitten to golden leaves, golden grasses, golden everything. Architecture here has further progressed in some smaller ways since you've last been, but it's only been a couple of weeks since your last major visit. All right, so
The nice spots.
with that as well, with your current adoptee whom you're trying to fix the shadow touching with, Guinea, if you would please go ahead and roll me a percentile for the planar influence that begins to cling to and take a hold of Kellen here.
I will roll numbers for all the other kids later, just so you know. I'm not doing that today.
Yeah.
All the new babies, I'll roll them later.
Oh, I know.
70. God damn it.
70, okay. Alright, shits and giggles, given that the last number of times that you've rolled a percentile in this location that it has landed in that range, if you want to grab another set of d10s for me and roll those, just in case, we'll see where that goes.
Let's see how many times this happens. Let's just try this. 71.
Okay, still in the same range. Sometimes your luck do that. It is what it is.
Let's just, no, we're gonna roll all 4 sets in this thing. 72.
Okay.
I'm just gonna take it as yes, okay?
Yeah, alright, so that lands on the planar set of the heavens. So that means I need you to go ahead and roll me real quick there's not really a standard way to go ahead and do a D14, so go ahead and...
Yes, but we also discussed the rule also being what they're closest to in their magic set. To simplify it for the kids, because we have
That's
so
fair.
many.
Okay, with Shadow Touch, that means this kid lands with Henniker. Alright.
Oh, good. That's gonna be fun.
So, as this kid steps out of the tree, immediately kind of getting that wash of warmth a breeze of cool air immediately hits him, and you can even feel it in this proximity as the color drains from this little boy's face, and there slowly appears to be this almost semi-translucence to his skin that sort of phases in and out before settling into and looking relatively normal as the influence of, well, sorry, not
I have a
Henniger.
question.
My bad.
Why-
Haldesix. I got mixed up here.
Shadow? Wouldn't Shadow be the goddess of Shadow?
Well, Shadow touched, in terms of the way that's structured, is in relation to the Shadowfell, and that's death magic. So that's where,
Okay, well
Yeah.
then that'll be fine.
yeah, sorry, Henniger's the god of murder. Haldesix, mixed up the H names, my own pantheon. Love it when I do that. Haldesix, the pale dragon goddess of death.
Well, usually she'll just show up.
Usually. And as that sort of pale and sort of almost skeletal structure appears on the boy, it's an interesting thing. This boy has a lot of extended years of trauma and mental confusion to work through. In his life, having been suspended in a jar and stuck in a simulation for so long. And Haldesix, one of her major roles in her existence, deals with that final reconciliation of the entire framework of your life. This boy, his breathing slows, settles,
Okay.
and then momentarily stops. He looks round, undeterred by the sudden stopping of it, thinking, just like when he was in the simulation, there wasn't really a need to breathe. He doesn't see why he would continue to need it now. And you see a pale hand holding his. That sort of skeletal, pale translucence filtering up into this feminine figure with these light sort of scale tracings along this fair and nearly translucent skin, light wisps of white hair filtering down, eyes, and those scales being the only clear records of the draconic nature in this otherwise humanoid projection. Giving this boy power over death to allow him to settle into a new life. Quite ironic.
Wasn't my choice. It was already there.
It was a choice that was made for him a long time ago. Not even by me.
Oh, I met her too.
By all
Well,
rights,
them, actually.
if this boy was allowed to live a natural life, he would have died dozens of times over through the natural passage of time.
I know.
It's what his brain has needed to reconcile a lot of what he's been through. So, she kneels down.
Mhm.
Kellen, each night when you go to sleep, I will visit you. I will carry you off to where I am, and I will bring you back by morning, allowing you to finally be able to understand where you sit in this world. And allow you to actually feel the young body that you live within. The boy, for the first time, really wordlessly rather than marveling at the world around him, is just focused on this divine visage that's in front of him, almost giving off the most maternal presence you've seen Haldesix display up to this point, even among some of your own natural children that you've had at her behest.
She used to rock their babies to sleep. This is not the most maternal. I would say the most maternal to a child who's adopted, yes.
Fair. Boy nods, unsure what to make of most of it. In the meantime, I'm going to move Some of the things that you've had a harder time dealing with, from your conscious memory to something that will go over together when you sleep. She pushes her hand gently into his face, and you watch it skeletally move incorporeally into his skull, and you watch as this almost scattering of this mixture of green and brown tones shifting in sort of squared, almost pixelated like particles getting shoved down and back somewhere until you can no longer see. You'll have a much easier time sleeping now. Boy nods, and as she pulls her hand away, this child now looks just exhausted. As he should have when he was initially even given a body after coming out of that tank. And he immediately goes to lean into and lean against you, Angel. Being that first physical anchor that kind of offered him something familiar after you brought him back.
He makes a whistle, pulling Archimedes out of the necklace. Because he can carry him. He's not that tall yet.
And popping out of that necklace is your shiny gold and silver dire corgi, who immediately, mouth going down, lifting up the small boy and settling him on his back. Do you have bacon?
I always have bacon. If I don't have bacon, you get all grumpy.
Yes, I need bacon.
She put. Okay, I'm gonna need the full. I'm gonna need the full round. I need you to sit.
I have his child on my back.
I pull Kel. Oh, but she pulls Kel. She doesn't expect Kel to get on immediately. Not gonna get him on immediately.
Archimedes
She's gonna
pulled
introduce him.
Kellen onto his back.
I still need the full gauntlet. You can still do it. Here, he's seated. You have your barding on for the day.
He sits carefully to make sure the boy doesn't fall off. This dog very
I need
much
to
trying to
spin.
cheat his way into his treat. Crumbly does his spin, keeping his eyes narrowed at you.
I don't care. You're still gonna have to do this.
It's harder with the weight.
Says the guy who has however many children.
That is not my fault.
And you hear from inside another canine voice from inside of your necklace promptly say, "Bullshit."
Can Piper behind Angel kind of pull only a little bit of the bird skull stick to kind of freak him out into doing what Angel wants?
Go ahead and roll me an intimidation check.
Yeah.
I'd say with advantage, since he's already half listening, he's just being difficult about it.
I know, but he's gonna live as long as I do.
And what was the other? Well, it's a 20 plus. I don't know my stats at the moment.
A crit is a crit.
The
It's
other
one of the
one was
house
a 12.
rules.
Yee.
And he settles into just doing what he's doing, his eyes going from narrowed to wide, clearly observing Piper from behind you. Not entirely
Okay,
looking
I'm
at
gonna-
you now as you direct these commands.
I'm gonna need a point.
Promptly points his nose forward,
I'm gonna need a handshake.
sits and offers you his paw.
Good boy. He scratches his ear, reaches up and scratches his ear.
And his eyes immediately roll back as his head leans into it.
Okay. And now, I'm going to gently put the bacon on your nose. And when I say...
I'm gonna roll a wisdom save for him, and this will basically just amount to willpower for this canine bacon addict. You set the bacon
But
on
I-
his nose, and he immediately then snaps forward. That was a fucking natural 4.
I'm going to let him have that one. We're going to try this again.
More bacon. He's just wagging his tiny little tail and shaking that giant dire corgi ass.
Which he needs to get a trim. Puts the little bit on the... She takes three pieces of bacon, like the little bitty ones, stacks them on top of each other.
That's a better roll, slightly.
When I say go, you're going to eat the bacon. Ready? I'm going to walk all the way over there. It's at least 10 steps over that way. Takes 10 steps back, watching him as she takes 10 steps backwards. And then says, go.
His eyes are starting to go crossed, staring at the bacon before he finally lifts his head and snatches it in.
Good job.
Yes.
Good job. Good
more.
practice. Nope. We get more later. I don't need you to become a double corgi wide.
Nick nudges you with his elbow. Double corgi wide?
Have you not seen his butt right now?
You mean double wide corgi, love?
He has... If you sat him and his wife next to each other, there's 2 corgis. I don't need another corgi on the side of the other corgi.
Right, I know you're trying to change the subject from your grammatical mess up there. Just... I'm pointing it out.
He's 3 times the size of an actual corgi.
Still deflecting.
Fine. Double wide corgi, whatever.
There you go. He boosts your nose.
He says, I need you to carry Kel to Tavinius' shop. If she pulls out everyone. And now everybody comes out of the thing and everybody gets a buddy.
And all of the kids that said had come along just immediately all popping out and pairing up where they can. Some of the more adult-oriented children, a lot of the adoptees in this case, do basically act as thirds to the group to make sure that nobody runs off into a random street in this place.
1, 2, 3, eyes on me.
Go ahead and just broad persuasion check. Your modifiers are absurd because epic level bard, but still, I like to have you roll sometimes.
Wow. Piper still has bird skull head.
Yeah.
It is a full 18 plus 21, which equals a total of... No, it's 23 now, considering we put the bonuses in.
42.
And the bonus, that's not the bonuses for the day.
41.
That's totally my bonuses. 41. Okay, 1, 2, 3, eyes on me.
And they all immediately zero in.
We keep a single file line. You find 1 buddy. And there should be a 2x2 line in front of me.
Again, they all immediately file into formation.
Thank
Some of them
you.
looking over their shoulders and a little freaked out by what the fuck Piper is doing. did roll at disadvantage.
Auntie Piper is just making sure that everybody understands the consequences.
Yeah. Now, with that as well, while we're on the subject of arrivals into Mercast, Avery,
Yes.
I need you to roll a percentile for your child.
Oh.
You don't want me doing it.
Yeah. Three.
That's not bad.
3.
That's not bad.
So single digits are interesting on that roll
They're
table.
really interesting, yeah.
Wait, 3 on a percentile?
Mm-hmm.
It's a 0, 0, and a 3.
Wow, okay, all right,
So
yeah.
it's either 3 or 300.
300's not possible, but let's see here.
That's not bad, though.
Okay, I need to hold on a sec.
Yeah, but if it's
Question,
one
are
of
we
my...
blessing only Haven, or are we also blessing Rune?
Blessing both. We're
Rune?
starting with one at a time here.
We go with the oldest first. Oldest goes first.
Yeah, I believe Haven is the older.
Joe, if it's one of my worlds, you're gonna have to let me roll for what the number is.
So it is one of yours. This is with the purple core. This is the animal pantheon one.
Okay, hold on. I've got a roll. This one does take a dice roll of 2, so there's a total of
Which again, at least
40.
when I was in the initial concept, was very much a spin on how a lot of indigenous divine pantheons worked.
Avery, your child starts to grow feathers. Soft feathers on its hair, underneath on the bottom layer of its hair right here. It grows very distinctive feathers that go from a green to a purple.
Which I would say at this relative young age, it's very much distinctive green and purple down feathers at this age.
That's right.
What the...
When you look around where the top part of his shoulders are, there seems to be a set of wings kind of embroidered underneath the skin. Shimmering purple and green light moving along them, almost like a hued light. And as he opens his eyes become almost this glowing, bright, vibrant blue. This child now
Angel,
can
what's
see,
happening?
This child can now see in perfect darkness. They are the creature that they got is named, basically the god that is going to be following them or helping them is named Archairon. And Archairon is a bird and a snake mixed together. And they tend to live in the Underdark and hold on to the walls. There are creatures that are literally bred like that.
This wasn't would I have been aware that this was a thing that would happen, that my child would...
in the other world, and when you went in there, you got some extra like little boons when you went to...
I tried to learn as much as I could about it. I wouldn't have wanted him to change species.
He didn't change species. He
didn't.
gained
This
the ability...
was
He
an
will have the
augmentation
ability
to his
to-
physical abilities.
You need to write this into your stuff. He will have the ability to fly. When he reaches, like, I would say, if he was going to take... I would say about... When he becomes an adult, he'll have the ability to fly. Short distances. If he stays just a commoner. If not, he'll be able
And
to
I
do
guess being a
fly.
changeling, he can also just shapeshift out of that.
Yep.
Yes, he can. He can
freely hide
shapeshift and
those.
not show it. But that's his normal form. His normal form will have those.
Mhm.
And the...
Go ahead.
You gotta head out?
I do.
Okay.
I was trying to find a good spot that didn't interrupt anything.
All good. I invite you all the same
never
next
a
week
good
to go ahead
spot.
and jump in for another sit-in as well, since we are very much so close to the start on this one.
Right. I says I will get with y'all this week and we'll talk.
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Talk to y'all later.
Thank you. Have a great time. So I would say Archairon is the god of hidden life is what he's called.
Mhm.
The feathers when they get to full plumage, and if you pull them from his head, if anybody decides to pull them, because he is a changeling, they will give what we would call spare the dying for a spell as an option if they were used as a magical component. But they're also a phoenix down. I've never had anybody get this character going in Dreamercast, so Archairon is...
feathers plucked from his head. What about spare the dying?
Spare the dying is something, if they're used in a potion, those feathers used in a potion will create spare the dying. They have the same effect as a spare the dying.
Okay.
So if you die, basically you go back to 1. That's what
no,
I have written in my notes.
Spare the Dying as a spell, just if you go to 0 hit points, not explicitly die, you are stabilized with that spell and don't have to keep rolling death saves.
No, this one actually will take you from dead to 1.
Understood.
It has the same effects of like what if Spare the Dying was all the way to a death spell. It's similar to a Phoenix Down. If you actually just use it as an item by itself, it is a Phoenix Down. It can revive anybody you want to. But the other
Like in
part,
Final Fantasy.
yeah, like in Final Fantasy. Yes, I gave you a Final Fantasy item, basically what it is, because I thought that would be really cool for a creature that lives under the dark. It's basically what myconids can do. It's like in late sets of their existence. There are some myconids that can do stuff like that, so. This creature lives within the myconids, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
I've never gotten to use him. Archaron's a very small niche.
Mm-hmm.
It rolls real weird.
God help me when this guy learns to fly. I don't know if I have enough sorcery points to keep sprouting wings to chase after him.
I mean, he won't be able to till he's an adult.
He can't fly.
I know.
Once he's an adult, guess what? You don't have to let him make
Oh,
a
wait,
mistake.
so full adult, not just like adolescent? Like,
No, adolescence is not where it's going to be. It's going to be full adult.
okay.
Where he has kind of control of his body and control of his being a changeling is hard to learn anyways. That's why that was utilized when he was an adult. So I only went to when they were going to have the most ability to control their body. That was the thing.
Got it.
I'm sorry, Joe. Archaron was a really small partial role, and he's a very well known personally in the Underdark, but he's not above ground.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to roll again for Rune, or are we not there yet?
You need to roll for Runa. Mine only have positive effect boons.
32.
32. Okay, hold on.
Not a bad one either.
I'm gonna switch back because these
Okay.
little acrylic die don't feel right in my hand.
The Dream World.
That's a good one.
Only a D6 if that subtype lands within Good Dream, Bizarre Dream, or Nightmare.
You mean good dream? What is it called? It's not good. What is it called when you're in control of the dream?
Lucid.
3.
It's lucid.
I mean, this is a living being. It's going to be lucid either way. So,
Okay.
3. Bizarre. Okay. All right. You immediately watch as the sort of skin coloration on this child sort of begins to immediately pockmark like a living tie-dye shirt between sort of varying different colors.
This is going to be under the skin. The baby's still in the stomach. We won't know what happens until after he's born, but he's going to have to write it down.
I'm writing it down, even if I can't see it in character yet.
Well, beneath the skin, you can see sort of that sort of reflecting glow, kind of, even just within Aiko, barely kind of peeking through the shirt. What this will mean later when the infant eventually matures. And this will be something that kind of occurs within adolescence. This is, to a certain degree, an absorption of your and Aiko's traits of psionics tied in with what they have, insofar as when looking
aware that Aiko had psionic traits.
She has it to a much lesser degree than you. She also has some of her own quirks.
Okay.
You still haven't found out all the stuff she does yet. She's keeping everything under wraps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There have been instances,
Lady?
even just in game, where she's popped up in places around you where you're not entirely sure how the fuck she followed.
Mm-hmm.
She's got her own quirks.
I'm fully aware that she is capable even without the magic we gained from that incident because we adventured together for some time.
Yeah. So in with that, I will say, as far as what your child will be capable of later in life, is as far as changeling disguises and whatnot, manifesting themselves physically into the appearance of some of the more bizarre aspects of the subconscious of people that they are directly talking to. In other words, able to psych them out with really surreal visages.
Okay. We'll be able to shape shift.
Oh, that's gonna be fun when I end up
into
babysitting.
really bizarre forms to psych people out.
Yeah, in other words, a way to simplify the way to think about that is very much this kid will be able to, at a whim, starting in adolescence, basically morph themselves into Van Gogh and Picasso paintings.
Yeah, and Joe, while I would love to figure out the rest of the kids, I am not in the mood today. We will go over that later on
I
a
know,
later date.
we're going with the immediate intended targets.
I
here.
mean, yes, I know, but I have like 30 kids to go through, and I don't want to do that today.
Again, which is why I've stipulated immediate intended targets.
Oh, but Marvin came with us. Can we at least do Marvin?
Which one was Marvin again?
The one that's related to Griffin?
Oh, sure, yeah.
I think his name is Martin, not Marvin. Martin.
Martin. Yeah.
Either that or Merlin. I couldn't remember what they decided they were naming.
Something like that. Okay. 56.
I'm supposed to be the one rolling, Joe.
Oh, go ahead and roll.
Okay, I need you to not be weird. 2?
2.
2.
2. Okay. So that lands squarely back on Zarya. Could get some draconic traits.
That's good. Good.
Though notably,
up my brother.
it is neutrally draconic, so the way it manifests is almost like when you see an albino reptile. They are pale scales, the eyes start to pink out a little bit.
Remember, he is red-haired with blue eyes.
Yes.
He's a human.
And so the whites of his eyes start to gain sort of that slightly bloodshot pink. And those scales do start to show up in like small pockmarked instances, similar to what you would see on like someone draconically blooded, like a dragon-blooded sorcerer.
Like what Angel has, yes.
Yeah.
Did it take over any one of them as far as the neutrals go? Is there any type of sight of where that's going, or is it just the neutral sense?
This landed on something squarely neutral. Even just looking at it and your own divine knowledge, this seems like it's almost explicitly not tied to anything. It is a completely unanchored draconic essence. With that as well, he will be able to produce silence breath, or in other words, deafening breath.
Wow, that one's a different one. Okay. She looks over it. She's like, "I'm sorry." Oh.
In other words,
Griffin,
basically in lieu of a
Griffin.
draconic breath weapon, it is a cone of silence that he can breathe out of himself.
Which means Griffin would be with us. Griffin is with us, yes.
Yeah, it's a very anti-wizard trait from the wizard's brother.
I have to. With the we invited the Rayners, right? Because Rayner wanted to come to Merkest to meet Tavinius specifically. Him and the assassin lady wanted to meet Tavinius. That's why
Yes,
we were
indeed.
waiting for them.
Yes, indeed. One more roll, though, to go ahead and make. I believe, is this, Avery, your first time yourself specifically in Merkest?
Yes.
Roll me percentile.
20 flat.
20, okay.
It's not bad.
World of Ormer, home of the dragons. Okay.
We've done this one before. This will be fun.
It's not explicitly Tyrannus, which is home of the crystal dragons, so you do get something from the normal dragon types. I'd say, actually... Notably, the healing essence of this place and healing magics overall don't seem to interact in the best of ways with your existing curse. Though something of the essence of this place seems to create a positive adaptation to the affliction that you currently have, and the poison that it streaks across your body, some of that dried, pockmarked, almost salt flat like texture across your skin transitions in the clear spots on your arms up into scales in areas, though still very much looking the part of eczema in places as it goes up, kind of gaining a bit of a copper tone before transitioning back to your normal skin, a little bit of it crawling up your face. You have access now to a once a day equivalent to not once a day, once per use of basically an amount of your charisma modifier to a minimum of 1. Poison breath.
What about charisma modifier?
You have an amount of uses equaling your charisma modifier to a minimum of 1, which is to say if your charisma was 0 or negatives, of poison breath.
Poison breath.
Able to project your curse in a weaponized form.
Why wouldn't you go purple?
I have an amount equal to
It would normally.
charisma mod equal
And it may.
something. There was
later.
-1 in there somewhere.
So that's just saying hypothetically, if your charisma were in its negatives, you would still have the 1 breath you could use.
Oh, okay. I
So you
won't
get one
even
per
bother
day.
writing that because it's not in the negatives.
And you can
Which
feel
means you get one per day.
instinctively this interaction with this ability has to do in particular with your affliction, which means very well, this ability and its nature may change once you finally manage to get cured, should you manage to get cured.
This is Aiko's first time too.
Yes, it is. Go ahead and roll me percentile for Aiko.
Yeah, I go. All right.
35.
35. Dream World.
Mm.
Okay.
And now you need a D6.
Mm-hmm.
Five.
Nightmares.
Nightmare. You notice no
Didn't sound
visible
good.
change to Aiko.
She gonna start screaming? My kids started screaming after they got nightmare.
She seems calm as ever.
She's already seen nightmares. Can I give Avery a luck roll? Let him roll it again for Aiko? Because I know what it was like. I know what it's like for the kids to carry that.
These are all beneficial changes by their nature.
I know, but like... I'm letting you know some of them seem beneficial.
They have nightmares all night long because they're screaming.
You're still lucid.
It's my... I know they're still loose.
In
that's
terms
not
of
the
your
point.
use of luck here,
Mm-hmm.
feeling the immediate sudden urge to change the efforts of magical winds, I will say I will allow you an Arcana check as Angel when attempting to use that luck momentarily.
Okay.
Oh.
That's a natural 20 for my Arcana.
Normally, when you go to use luck, it's like turning the page in a book in the weave in the forge. When you go to try and turn a page here, you find a sensation not of a page turning, but of a key slotting into a lock. And your effort to use your luck magic fails before that locked door.
Oh, this has to do with Amora. Yes, no? Yeah.
No. Whatever just happened seems, and I will give you this hint plainly, completely in line with some existing essence on Ico.
Okay.
Then about a hole in Ico? Because Avery knows all about those.
No, it's because of the things y'all are attached to. Sometimes the Merkest will pick something you're attached to.
We don't get to know what other what this nightmare does to her. No.
No. It probably amplifies whatever magic she
And I
already
will
has.
say, above board, as far as that goes and as far as the intent of using luck, the only one who has noticed anything strange that has happened with Ico's related arrival here in Merkest has been Angel in trying to use luck and being blocked at the gate.
All right. I just noted we'll discover more later for her.
That doesn't bode well, usually. Looks over at the rest of her children. Is everybody okay with their new changes? Because I'm not playing this game. We're not fighting this thing.
It is a chorus of excited yeses and some confused yeses.
Oh, fuck.
How do you spell Arcaren?
Arcanon?
The animal god that you discussed. with the
Yeah,
change
that
to one of
Haven
his
got.
children. This is information that is out of my purview, as this is one of the worlds I handed to Megan, so that's you.
Arcanon is spelled Aynen. Arcanon.
Arkayanen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, and in dark places, he'll have an innate sense of where to find an exit or what's dangerous. Only in the dark.
So it's kind of like Keen Mind's sense of north, except it's Keen Mind's sense of the nearest exit.
It's also the sense of the nearest danger.
Like anybody with a streak of paranoia in a hospital.
It's basically what snakes can kind of sense when they're in trouble or danger and that kind of thing.
You can always find the nearest exit in complete darkness.
I've got a theory about that dollar bill brick. That was probably paid out at a strip club.
Oh. I don't know. It's just kind of funny.
What are we talking about?
There's a big Steve written over one of the dollars I found in my wallet. It's in memes.
I'll check it in a minute.
I need to set up some notification sounds for when people do the point buys, because I noticed like a good few minutes late to that being redeemed by Shadow of Chaos.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure there's ways to do it. I just need to figure it out.
Angel's gonna look over at Avery and at Aiko and at the kids. Everybody to Vitavinia's shop, then the Violet Shovel, because we need to say hi to our local person. And I need to pick up dues for some
Doesn't-
wine that we get sold.
Ocean of children immediately filter in. Now, for the moment, we're also going to go ahead and very quickly rotate our scenery. away from Angel, Piper, and the group in Recast. Back down into a frozen pit. It's Violet and Venestra, our two large dragon ladies.
Violet's gonna come down. She's bringing breakfast. She's got a basket full of breakfast.
Basket full of halfling spread. Just not literal halfling spread from Violet the known cannibal.
I'm letting you know she's carrying this basket down with her teeth.
His doggo must be doggo.
Absolutely.
She climbs down the ladder to this entrance. She goes, I brought Danish, blueberry muffins, and cinnamon rolls. Somewhere in here. She pulls it out of her mouth as she gets down to the bottom part. Walking through Blue's force field.
Excuse me.
Probably waiting for typing. Let me see. Yep.
The man has the coffee, so you're gonna have to wait for him to bring it down.
Yeah.
She looks up at, oh my god, I'm drawing a blank on his name again.
Halcyon?
Yeah.
That'll do.
Oh, she looks up at Halcyon. She's like, quit being such a baby and fly down here.
I mean, he's
Vinestra
falling
said,
easily enough.
Right. Thanks. Vi would be sat there resting. How much of the place did Vi and Amira get through in destroying the place?
Good question. So, with their respective roles that you went ahead and did, as far as disconnecting any major electrical connections and dismantling any even remotely theoretically dangerous machinery, you guys are a good, I'd say as far as disabling anything explicitly dangerous just on the surface that you guys have found, all of that is completely disabled. You are at the point of it now at this point pretty much steadily dismantling any sort of light sources and mechanisms like that. Slowly but surely your sort of present paladins are replacing things in this area kind of with fire, light, and things, just to kind of keep things visible, but of course most everything mechanical here is steadily but surely getting less and less functional between the subway and the hospital structure.
Angel did say we could move ahead to the next hole as long as it's not human remaining areas.
Yeah.
Because those seem to be more dangerous because they're older. And I'd like to go, delving with you. Violet's really excited. A little bit of a tail wag going on at the same time.
Vinestra said, speaking of, where are the others?
They went to Marquess to pick up some supplies and to get one of the children to not kind of overreact from being revived. And so did the Rainers. They went with them as they needed to meet Tavinius. But I thought you and I could take on the next one if you wanted to. A little bit of us traveling. I haven't gotten to have a good square off with some monsters in a while. And since the town is technically under new management as far as owning it, considering my father and my family used to own the city, I think we have a say in going a little deeper.
We have to. Yep, my computer is hot. Hot, 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 hot.
Uh-oh.
Hot, hot, hot.
What happened?
Yeah. My computer's starting to get a little hot, so I'm moving it.
Quick,
Off
shrink
the,
yourself down and roleplay from inside of the freezer.
No, I don't wanna.
Absolutely not.
Vinestra said, "Very well. Let's get going." V would get up and secure her stuff before moving to head down.
We're gonna go to the ones that distinctively don't look like ruins from Earth.
Okay, so you have the crystal cave, the stemmed water table, and the stemmed oil table.
We're gonna go to the stemmed water table and see what's in that area.
Okay.
That just makes sense.
Okay, unlike the ruins and the sort of walls that you have to push through here, it is very much almost like pushing past a layer of buffeting wind to suddenly enter inside, which doesn't take much effort, even in flight. That said, just for shits and giggles, I'll go ahead and have you guys both roll me athletics or acrobatics checks. This is really only, bad if you roll nat once.
Okay, I need to. These are not violet. These are not Violet's dice. I can't use those for Violet. There we go. It's an 8. That is 16
Okay,
plus 8 for Violet.
24,
Vinestra said, 31.
31. Okay, yeah. 24 and 31. It's easy enough to kind of push through, and you are... while both of these areas are still very much jigsawed pieces from other regions, the explicit presence of other structures here are entirely lacking, though notably, as you kind of enter within and kind of get the sense of the sort of cavernous structure in here around the sort of natural water table and the wellspring that you can see kind of is feeding into it from beneath. You're realizing, even just kind of from the bed structure here, there's presence of dead vegetation that does not seem like it would match a cavernous environment. And even just looking up and around kind of where the sort of cavern-like structures would be here, it seems a lot more like just jigsawed, collapsed, and crushed in, like morphed over rubble than anything else.
Is it dead vegetation down there? Or they're like, because can we sense anything? Can we smell anything?
From where it is, and where you guys are presently, most all of the vegetation here, while again, it doesn't seem strictly subterranean, anything on the surface explicitly is absolutely dead, though there is a sort of a steady formation on the surface of the water, clear, crystal clear, and almost drinkable just from immediate look and sight line as it is. Some other sort of algae formations are very much present in the water.
Is it like the algae that they can eat? Because their algae is distinctive.
Roll me a nature check.
Okay, roll for that one for Violet. 16 plus 6.
Okay, 22. Yeah. First of all, immediately kind of looking at the algae and everything as far as its edible nature, and sort of serviceably anything strictly not toxic. With something sealed off like this, you're worried first, like, if not for the wellspring, would be, is this water stagnant and therefore toxic and just kind of an environment for free formation of dangerous
Bacteria.
biomasses and bacteria. This algae seems nutrient rich, nutrient dense, being actively fed by the mineral and sort of natural bacterial deposits from whatever this wellspring is being sourced for. This seems incredibly healthy, incredibly lively, and even just looking around around at the other vegetation around this area, with that 22 nature check, I'd say you immediately kind of pick up on as far as jigsaw pieces of other parts of the world that are in this pit, this wasn't necessarily a subterranean water table when from wherever it was originally plucked. This was a riverbed. A surface riverbed that got ripped and placed underground. And particularly in that a river wellspring. Excuse me. Due to the nature of kind of like a lot of that dead vegetation explicitly being stuff you would expect to see in a forest. Which even just kind of looking at it and your eyes adjusting to the darkness here, the sort of loose sediment and everything in here, you realize a lot of it particularly isn't just normal sort of river soil. It's silt. Little flecks of reflective light yellow material within that soil as well.
There's gold under there. So what you're saying, there's gold in the river.
Yeah. Or pyrite.
Is there any type of creature in here that we need to worry about?
Roll me a perception check. Or survival, whichever works better for you.
Okay. Apparently I've lost a die in this whole mess that I was working with. I just need to get out Violet's dice. I've crocked it twice. 14.
Excuse me.
No, wait. It's a plus.
Vinestra said 32 for Vi's own nature check and 29 for perception.
Good,
Okay.
thanks. Somebody else can see.
32 for that nature. You pick up on everything that Violet has. And then how much for the perception? You said 27. Was it 27? I know it's written down in the chat.
29.
29. Okay. Yeah. All right. So,
Doesn't sound good. I mean,
29 on perception, and Violet's, was that sub 20
For which one?
for her perception?
It would have been 20, yes.
20 flat. Okay. All right.
No, wait.
And again, perception or survival work, whichever is better.
Okay, survival would have put it at a 20.
Okay. Yeah, all right. So DC was 25. To notice this, the sort of natural flow in the wellspring of the water, you're realizing with it kind of having nowhere to go, it's flowing back and forth, back and forth. And Vinestra, you're realizing the flow here, even to a sealed off wellspring, shouldn't be doing that for all intents and purposes. If it, yes, to finish my description.
Sorry.
For all intents and purposes, that wellspring should have just filled up this chamber and begun to naturally erode it and begin to expand the chamber as it continued to fill or until the wellspring stabilized. This strikes you as something breathing. This water is not by itself just the water in its own element, but rather elemental.
Hey.
And it's with that realization and being in the presence of it in this close and plain observation that suddenly it blasts upward at both of you like a geyser. I need the both of you to go ahead and roll me a double check in here. Strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw, okay.
As it's going to go ahead and use Whelm.
Okay. Okay. I need to not roll for Violet with these dice. I need to get my babies out. Or my
Go
baby
get
dice.
your babies. Go get your babies.
Vinestra
Your baby
said
does.
30.
I keep skewing this, and it's frustrating me. $14 for plus 8 for strength, 22.
Okay, cool. So, since both of you absolutely got above an 18, neither of you are grappled. Neither of you are restrained either. And let's just double check here. Does that also allow you to escape just the damage from getting immediately pelted by this geyser here?
Well, our two beefy characters are going to have fun today.
Okay, yeah. So on a success, you are thrown away from the elemental space. So you both are shunted immediately out of and away from the chamber of the water table and back out through the barrier. I need both of you to go ahead and roll me another acrobatics or athletics check as you are forced back through that barrier really quickly.
What the type of elemental?
Yes, it is.
Oh, so it's like the one that is it the one like the one that lives with Angel, like the water elemental that we have that lives over there, or
Right now, you're getting buffeted by it, so we'll clear up that knowledge.
okay? Does it smell foreign?
Right now, you're getting blasted by it, and immediately in that split second of reaction. So I'm not going to grant that information just yet. So again, that
Vinestra
acrobatics
said,
or athletics
Nat
check.
20 to 45.
Okay.
$45
For acrobatics
or athletics, whichever's better. Or if you want to challenge yourself, whichever's worse.
30.
30. Okay, yeah. Again, really only bad if either of you get a nat 1. All right. Immediately shunted from the space. As then this elemental forms up into this massive, usually humanoid shape you would expect to find water elemental form into. But you find it form into this massive, hulking, aquatic form of a bear staring out at the both of you. These sort of glowing, hollow orbs formed out of this flowing form of water, bits and pieces of that algae kind of flowing through its body and kind of forming into what almost look to be spots of fur and positions in muscularity that move through its form before it then settles back into the pool. Very much positioned in a stance of almost territorial defense.
I can speak elemental, Joe, from the studies that we've done.
Yes, you do know primordial. Do you know Aquan specifically?
Yes, because that's what Angel and her have been working on.
Fantastic.
Nice practice.
Vinestra said, V does too.
Right on. Okay, you can both communicate with this thing.
By the way, real quick, shame it wasn't a hot dog water puppy, also known as an axolotl.
It would have been if it was an actual subterranean cave.
Okay.
She's gonna look up at this Aquan and say, "We come in peace."
To love and serve the Lord. Thanks be to God. God damn it, Megan! Made me like a fucking sleeper cell.
All right. We come
Is
in
this
peace.
Angel talking to it?
This is Violet. Angel is with you guys in Request.
Violet's looking up and saying, "We come in peace."
Let's add this.
And it retorts, "Then leave me in peace."
You seem to be in the wrong place.
You see, my Liamese...
Bitch, look who's stalking.
I am where I am meant to be. Leave me to rest.
Would you not like to be in an overground river?
This is my home. It will never not be. Leave me be.
Are you hostile towards the other elementals?
I keep to myself. They keep to themselves. Leave me be.
You keep saying, leave me be. Like her whole thought process. You keep saying, leave me be. I don't think you think him is what you think him is.
I think it does. I think he wants you to leave him be.
My name
Leave
is
him
not
alone.
Vicini, and I am not reciting inconceivable. It does not actually say that.
That would be hilarious, though. Also, just the. God damn
I can't
it,
normally
that's
voice act this, so this is the way of augmenting that delivery.
You're gonna kill me. If I die, it's because I ran out of breath at laughing at Joe's talking.
I will finally be an accomplished DM if I accidentally literally kill one of my players through roleplay.
I'm gonna ask this thing. Where on
Vinistra
earth
said,
did you come
"Very
from?
well, Spirit of Water. If you are content to be here and will not harm the others, we shall depart."
Where on Terra did you come from?
Vanestra keen on leaving, you continuing to question it. Okay, let me go ahead and
I
roll to
want
see
to
if
know
it...
where it came from.
Let me roll to see if it wants to answer. Roll me a persuasion check real quick.
Ella doesn't want it to be here by itself. It sounds sad. No. 16 plus Violet has an 8 in persuasion.
16 plus 8, 24. Okay. There's a moment of silence that hangs in the air. The water stirs, sprays, steam rises from it. And it settles. A great forest before the world broke. Mists rose around me. In the place where the lands were high, I was as much in the air as I was in the water. And now I have been here in the dark, but here is still my home.
Oh my god, is this where I think it is? Is this Old
Is
Faith?
this Niagara Falls? What did they call you in the common of Terra?
I went by many names in the passing of the centuries, the decades and the years before the world around me cracked and screamed in its agony. My newest of all my names was Old Faithful, and I'm going to stop that because my arm is getting sore. I would say it's getting tired, actually.
Did you lose your elemental friend that caused the explosions?
No elemental caused the explosions. No elemental broke the world.
Joe, Old Faithful is in the shadow of a giant volcano.
Oh, I know. The volcano and its fires were of no mind of raw element, but of the greater breathing and pain of the earth.
Interesting.
Now
Is there any-
please leave me be.
Are you sad?
Roll me an insight check.
Natural 20 for insight. Good job, Violet.
On an entirely fundamental level, there is an air of melancholy to its ancient voice. It is a creature of nature that continues to exist when what constitutes nature around it is a bastardized mimicry of what it once called home.
Where on the planet would it be the most comfortable? Similar to this?
Currently, I'd say, yeah, roll me another nature check if you can, to basically see if you can recall any other sort of natural environments that would suit something like this.
14
So where was it?
plus 8. 22.
22. Yeah, so there are some inland locations in Somerville with similar environments to where Old Faithful was. There's also particularly, close to the Silent Spire and Sablehearth, there's some formerly active volcanic areas that would be relatively suitable as well. There's even arguably some places over in Sizath with the Wood Elves, especially given particularly their inclination to take care of nature, that might be particularly suitable as well. It's given how many natural features of the earth that got scattered everywhere. It's very much a take your pick.
If I could find you a new home that was similar to your one on Terra, would you like to live there? I would like to take you there.
Roll me a persuasion check with disadvantage. This is an old, tired entity that has settled into its territory where it is and has now been for thousands upon thousands of years.
$14 plus 8, 22.
So natural 7 and that 1 on its part. Okay. Where would I go?
To a place where the elves would take care of you and make sure that no one bastardized you or hurt your waters ever again.
How far could I even move?
Very far.
It considers it. It has not explicitly expressed a refusal. though it is
And
still
now we can-
settled into its pool.
Allow me some time to speak to some druids and they can transport you.
It makes no response, though notably it doesn't stir in hostile or anxious fashion like it did when you both initially arrived near its territory.
I have cousins there. They should be able to move it. Either that or my grandfather should be able to. He is a druid. In what circle, I do not know. I did not ask.
The circle of jerks. No.
We'll have to come back for him, Venestra. Them, Venestra, because Elemental is not quite sure what they prefer.
Elementals, particularly like this, are very much kind of beyond that kind of address. They exist as a force rather than a fully self-identified thing.
Vinestra said, some would say they're fluid.
The pool bubbles and you
Sorry,
swear
what?
you hear an Aquana ha ha.
She's like, I think you should try the next pool, the one filled with oil, and see what's down there. We should be very careful with it, though.
There's a water elemental in the previous one. What up? Is an oil elemental a thing?
I don't know. We'll
In
see.
some homebrew contents.
Yeah, but I don't know if we have one here.
There is some homebrew for fry oil elemental in a semi-modern setting. For when you piss off the kitchen equipment.
I don't plan on pissing off the kitchen equipment, Joe.
Yeah.
That's just a stupid thing to do.
Vinestra said, if you want a new abode. I do know some geysers in Someril. I think there's also some water nymphs in need of some authority, and very well, Violet, let us continue.
I prefer him. She explains to Venestra where he lived. There were a bunch of humans that like to sometimes throw trash into the geyser itself. I prefer not to have the repeat of that situation.
So I was right. It was Old Faithful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's gonna head towards the oil pool next, Joe.
Okay. And of course, naturally, in acrobatics or athletics, go ahead and push through this barrier.
19. Oh, no, that's a natural 20, sorry. That's a dark colored number.
Natural 20. Okay.
I can't read my own dice right now.
Vinestra said, 44.
44, fantastic. Both of you immediately slide in, and of course, let's hear. As soon as you both enter in, the oil immediately recedes into the stone.
Great.
leaving behind a bare, smoothed, rocky interior. Left over bits of insectoid shells and bones behind on the interior stone.
So, wait, what?
As soon as they both entered the chamber, the oil immediately receded into the stonework, leaving behind chitinous shells of old insects and bones in the pool where it just once was.
Oh,
that
it's a
sucks.
gel. It's it's a gummy thing. It's one of those the
It's sus, is what it is.
I know what
Vinestra
it is.
said, "Is there any fumes in the air?"
There is immediately that kind of smell of motor oil, pretty much, that kind of hangs in the air incredibly strongly. But just as well, something distinctively caustic as well. Just a question real quick. How close are either of you to the walls of this chamber, would you say?
I would not say that Violet is close to the wall, but she can smell anything.
Violet, don't cause a spark. Vi would be more in the middle.
Okay. And real quick, how complex would you say is the machinery on your cannons, Vinestra?
Complex in what way?
And makeup, look, what are you talking about?
Are they relatively simple mechanical mechanisms in the way they function, or do they require a bit of mechanical complexity in order to function the way they do? Like, in other words, one or two moving parts, or just like full on. Like handheld super machines in a way.
They have arcane complexity and a decent amount of moving parts. She does have robotic fingers.
Oh, robotic fingers. That's even better. Cool. All right.
What do you mean, even better?
Vinestra, I need you to make a strength saving throw as the oil slick attempts to inhabit and possess your hand.
Oh,
As
that's
it
a new one.
immediately slides out of the wall to inhabit machine.
"44.
Okay, 44. All right, in which case then, as it goes, it immediately comes out and latches onto your arm, not able to slide within the mechanisms inside, as they are very much kind of there for your own flexibility and sort of hand use. You've constructed them in a way to where a lot of the seams, I would say, are very tight and kind of very keen on keeping sediments and invasive substances away. So it's going to, in lieu of that, go for a crush attack on your hand. All right, so since it did so from stealth, that's going to be that's kind of a low roll for it. All right, is that a 17 to hit you? As yes, this large ooze type creature, referred to as an oil slick, goes to attack your hand.
It literally said, if I can't have it, you can't. Or if I can't have it, neither can you.
Vinestra said, Know also as a friendly reminder, V-Do got tremor sense in 30 feet.
That's fair. Yeah.
What?
It kind of levels out with its trait referred to as oily stealth, and it did roll particularly high. But all the same, it still missed. Alright, so right now you have the oil slick briefly attached to your hand, and now let's just double check here. Multi-attached one, crush, and one spike. Okay, so on the fail of the crush, it's going to go ahead and instead try to do a spike attack as another part of its body, as it extends out, suddenly hardens from simple oil into sort of a hardened, sort of calcified petroleum substance, and immediately goes to strike toward your body. It's going to be a +8 to hit. So let's see here. Does a 21 hit you?
Vinestra said, nope.
All right. Immediately then also kind of gleaning right off of your armor. Now I need Violet and Vinestra, the both of you, to go ahead and roll initiative against also the oil slick, which now I will finally roll its initiative as its surprise round went off. It rolled real goddamn low. All right, that's a nat 1 on its initiative, so 5. And I will say, because that's a nat 1, it also actually loses its first round entirely.
$16. Joe?
Alrighty. 16 for Violet.
Vinestra said, 13 for V and Amira.
13 for Vinestra. Amira. Okay, 5. One L. For the oil slick. And because Halcyon did come along, I'm going to go ahead and roll an initiative for him as well. He didn't roll much better than the ooze, but he still gets better than the ooze just for modifiers. Alright.
The ooze literally went, oh, I can't have this mechanical hand. Neither can you.
Oh, not with his negative on dexterity. Okay, shit.
Turn needs different
Okay,
armor.
Halcyon goes last. Wow, okay. You know what?
Note
It's a good
to self.
spread. So his 2 on initiative gets modified to a 1. Though, while he goes last, he still goes before the oil slick on this first round, because it did lose its turn from its natural 1 on its roll. Alright, Violet, you're up with Vinestra and Amira on deck.
You haven't even seen this thing, so I don't even know what it looks like.
Let me go ahead and grab the art real quick.
It attacked her, Vinestra's hand. Literally decided if it couldn't take over the hand, well, I'm just gonna crush it. If I can't have it, you can't. Literally like a 5-year-old.
That is the artwork of the oil slick. The implication of the humanoid shape being something it's wrapping around and eating.
Okay.
It's amorphous, being a fucking ooze. But either way.
Hold on, I'm looking for it. And then session art?
Yes.
I don't want to catch it on fire, but she looks over at Vanessa. She's like, do I light it on fire? It's like a look in her face.
No. Big boom.
There was also already explicitly described a presence of noxious fumes in the chamber as well. So that's up to you. By all means, do it.
What if I use electricity instead?
Spark is a spark.
I think she's gonna just take a chance and use ice breath, considering she can use like 5 to 6 different breath types now. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Venestra
fair.
said, "That's a spark." Has Angel told you how combustion works?
Oh.
I'm letting you know that like her face gets real sad. Like, oh, fire, fun.
I want to catch it on fire. That's what I hear. But I wanted to catch it on fire.
With Dragon Breath, we're gonna get an 18 plus whatever her modifier is to hit. I hear it says plus 12 as far as the spell goes, from what I can read. It's like a 31.
Yeah, 31 absolutely hits.
If it doesn't hit, I don't sit.
She's just gonna use Ice Breath on the thing.
Okay, so Ice Breath is not a to hit. It is a saving throw that it has to roll, which is a dex save.
Yeah, well, it needs to roll that dex save. I'm letting you know there's gonna be a moment where she's gonna
I'm
like
rolling
act like
my ass today. My God. All right.
I'm letting you know she's gonna. She's just this Ice Breath.
Is she allergic to cold? Did the cold bother the snow elf?
She's acting like it does.
Yeah, I'm rolling like ass today. Holy shit. Okay. Whoop, just fucking closed the monster stat block.
Whoops. May want to undo. Undo.
18
Roll
points of
it.
damage. 18 points of damage. Of ice damage.
And your
Full
save
damage.
DC on your breath.
My save DC is 21.
21 pilots.
That's not usually a caster.
Okay, 21 DC. Yeah, it completely fails that. And how much damage did you take? Yeah.
18 points of damage.
Fantastic.
That's ice damage. Ow!
What happened?
Yeah,
Okay.
something hurt me.
Did you pinch yourself?
Okay, 18
Nope.
ice damage. All right, you immediately blow out your breath to go ahead and freeze across the form of this thing, and some of it immediately solidifies and starts to snap and break, while then still kind of quickly melting and starting to reform into the rest of its form. You are slowing it down, you are dealing damage that is of some impact, certainly. But oils don't tend to freeze very easily.
I know. I still want it to suffer. It's a liquid. I'm not gonna attack it head on. It just sounds stupid. Biting it oil sounds nasty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you did the same thing. You did the same thing that my brain did, and I was thinking about it.
Think about biting into a stick of butter.
No,
that's not going to be like
taste like butter.
That is not going to feel like butter.
Oh, I'm talking about texture here. Thick oil.
Joe, it's not gonna. No, it doesn't matter. It's still gonna have that nasty pretty feeling.
It's not going to have a texture of butter because butter is more solid than liquidy.
This is an ooze after all, which means it is a little more viscous than the material it represents.
Either way, my teeth is still wanting to jump out of my skull. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right. Venestra and Amira are up.
Vinestra said, "Do we want to kill it or merely remove it from this realm?"
Just kill Vinestra.
I mean, it's the same thing. Same thing.
I don't care if you disintegrate it. I just want it gone.
It's nasty. Oh, my stomach's bubbling.
How the fuck is this thing's alignment lawful? What rules does it follow? What the fuck?
What chaos gremlin signed that alignment? I mean, other than maybe the laws of physics.
It's an ooze. It defies those by its nature.
Vinestra said, "V is going to cast Sickening Radiance on it."
All right, absolutely. That a saving throw or is that a hit? Saving throw of.
It's been a while since I've been on my...
Check the...
First halfway decent roll it has fucking made. Okay. It's still only a 15.
It fails, taking 4d10 radiant damage and 1 level of exhaustion.
Alright, 4d10 radiant damage and a level of exhaustion. Go ahead and roll them bones.
24 damage.
24. Fantastic. And the level of exhaustion, 1 level means disadvantage on skill checks, I believe.
It's been a while, y'all been on my bedside table.
And Amira is going to cast Hold Monster on it.
Also means I have to put socks on.
Alright, absolutely, which means it has to roll a wisdom save, I believe.
Yep, and it rolled a 6.
Oh, using portent. Okay. All right. It immediately starts looking sluggish, and then suddenly locks up. Not solidifying into shale like it did just before, but more so you can watch as this sort of magical network begins to form around what of it is extended out of the cave and even reaching further into the stonework. Which means, for all intents and purposes, it is paralyzed, which means attacks against it have advantage and auto-crit.
Vinestra said, "That's the 2's go."
Fantastic. And since it already loses out on its first round of combat because of its natural fucking 1 on its initiative, I'm gonna go and roll up with Halcyon taking advantage of that advantage in the auto crits. Alright, and Halcyon is going to... Yeah. He's immediately going to go ahead and swing into it with his longsword with his enhanced divine strikes. So, let's plus 10 to hits. 2 of those he gets. They auto-crit if they hit it. And its AC is not that high. Both of those hit, both of those auto-crit, which means it's also doubled on his divine strikes. By the way, Halcyon, as he is a companion NPC, gets an NPC stat block in the stats there. NPC stat block. So that comes with some slight differences in his stat. I need some D8.
Should have had a D8.
I have a few. I need one more. And then for the longsword, I need one more. There we go. $31 doubled to 62 plus 7, 69 points damage. Nice. As Halcyon takes a double slash across this form fucking immediately, first of all going for the bit of sort of extended ooze that's wrapped around your arm, Venestra, and then just carving into the larger mass. As it's still up, more of it spilling forth and out of the cave, though still utterly and completely restrained. Seems to be quite the large ooze-like entity, most definitely. As we go ahead and we wrap back around to Violet. There's not much of it left trying to hold together, but it's there.
Violet's gonna try to ice it again.
By all means, it is paralyzed. It will automatically fail that saving throw. So you can also go with other options if you'd like, as again, you have advantage to hit and you will automatically crit. You may honestly get more damage output from something other than the ice breath with the condition it's currently under.
No, I won't.
You can't really crit with saving throw things. You can with others.
She doesn't want to bite it.
Okay.
A crit because it has a saving throw, even if it makes a saving throw, it still gonna get half of what it is.
It'll auto-fail because it's paralyzed.
A full 25 points of damage is nothing to sneeze at.
No, it isn't. as you rake across this thing's form, and it begins to shatter across, barely now holding itself together. It looks entirely and completely fucked up.
And if it's auto-critted, it's 50 points of damage.
Again, saving throw things don't crit.